Holy fuck.
Do not take anything about this story seriously. This is not how they'd actually end it, and I'd be ashamed and embarrassed if it was. We are shown the usual shot of the Family Guy house on Spooner Street on a calm afternoon. Peter and his whole family are sitting, watching TV. It's a typical cooking where some stereotypical chef is cooking German sausages. Peter's mouth waters in pure anguish over the tasty food. Brian is seen, a close-up looking suspicious. He asks Lois if he can take Stewie to the park. She agrees. Stewie shows some resentment, but eventually concedes. He follows Brian and Stewie and both walk out the front door. Suddenly, a commercial plays advertising a contest with the winner getting an all-paid trip with his family to Germany and a tour of steamy sausages, the world-famous maker of weenies. Weenies. All he has to do is pick up the phone and make sure the call, but Peter can't since he doesn't know where each of the numbers are on the phone. Okay, I guess that's in character. Lois presses the numbers for him and rings the number where an automated message plays stating that he's been entered. Peter feels accomplished and celebrates by grabbing a beer from the fridge. We cut to a few days with an ecstatic Peter saying he got a letter saying he won the contest. Everybody is celebrating, even Meg, who is then pushed to the floor and farted on. It seems in character, yeah. We cut to the family packing their stuff to go to the airport. We get a nice scene of Chris giving the monkey in the closet a heartwarming goodbye and a hug. As we enter the car, Lois explains that Brian and Stewie are on their own one-off adventures. Peter makes a cutaway gag which involves him being in a multiverse episode during a scene of which he never actually appeared do the joke, is pretty confused. We cut to the plane landing in Germany where a bunch of Germans are crazy jokes. I'm stroking already and it hasn't even been the second paragraph. No, this is the second. We get to a cutaway of all the other times the family went to Germany. This would be cool if they didn't randomly put a fake clip in here that only appears in this episode. Am I supposed to get the reference? I don't get the reference. What are they referencing? Peter afterwards looks at the audience and says, "Yeah, we know the last one never happened. We're just messing with ya." We cut to the hotel where Peter immediately jumps in the pool. Then we get a major tone whiplash where Lois gets angry at Peter for embarrassing her. You can hear genuine anger in her voice. Peter doesn't understand why and treats this action as normal, which leads to another cutaway gag. This sounds like that one episode. No, they did this in Italy. Did they not do this in Italy, or was it France? They had an episode where they went on vacation, I remember, and she got the same reaction. And she went with that French dude. It was a French dude. Yeah, it's just like one big... Oh my god. The story picks up once the family enters their hotel room as Adolf... I think I'm gonna have to censor that out. I heard YouTube doesn't like that name. As he appears outside the shadows, he speaks in German, making Peter laugh while the rest of the family are in shock of the situation they're in. He, in rage, grabs a gun from his pocket and shoots Peter first, directly in the heart, then right through the head. The rest of the family are in utter despair, with them all screaming, "Peter! Peter! Oh, Peter!" His blood is pouring out of him, leaving him lying on the floor, unable to move and shaking. Peter's no longer laughing. Feeling the true fear of the situation, Peter slowly sits up. He say one last line. "Shut up, Meg." Then just like that, gives out, leaving himself lifeless on the floor. One last small utter of his iconic laugh is heard before complete silence echoes throughout the room. Peter is dead. It sounds like a creepypasta. At the moment, Adolf Hitler grabs a jet and crashes through the hotel room, giving himself a chance to escape. Lois screams in pain, giving her the power to unleash her super form. A green aura swirls around her, leaving the two last family members, Chris and Meg, astonished. Chris makes the funny quip, "Ha ha, Mom is on her period." Lois crashes through the room, reaching increasable speeds, trying to catch up to her husband's killer. Meg takes her father's corpse and throws it out the window, stating, "I want a fresh start. Our dad sucked." With Chris responding, "Hell yeah, I'm going home and throwing a party." I'll save some time here and just say that Lois fights with Adolf Hitler in Sky through whatever attractions Germany has, and in the end they both crash into a building, both dying in the process. Okay. they hit the second German attraction. Meanwhile, in the Brian and Stewie's subplot, we see them in a random van smoking. I don't think I could say that either. Straight up 2 minutes of them just smoking and laughing at themselves. Brian then drives the car into a burger place. When then randomly cut to Brian with a shotgun and shooting Quagmire in the head, thus ending the character arc. Stewie also meets up with Vinny, that Italian dog that replaced Brian for an episode, who appears with a new owner. They seem happy, but it cuts away to something else because no one cares. Brian and Stewie get into a fight about their divorce. Insert chicken fight here. Insert American Dad joke here. Insert Cleveland show sucks joke here. Insert 12 Fox is owned by Disney jokes here. Long story short, we get one last crazy action sequence in space where Brian sacrifices himself to save the Earth, not before one last song sequence, thus ending his life for good. Brian has a funeral where only Stewie shows up. No one else in Brian's life cared to show up, same with Peter and Lois. No, people would show up to Peter and Lois's funeral. No, nobody gives a fuck about Brian. We then see a time skip in 10 years later. Meg and Chris Meg and Chris have had 2 children. Okay. And Stewie's celebrating his 10th birthday. Wait. What? Wait. Stewie's not 1 year old. How? Wait a fucking minute. No, come on, Stewie Griffin. No, God. Oh, he's actually 1 year old. Oh, okay. He's been like that for what, 20 years? Or no, it's been way longer than 20 years. Oh my God, I just saw that line. Okay. Chris is serving some cake when he feels a faint touch on his shoulder. It's his father as a ghost telling him, "You're the Family Guy now." Chris gives a big smile as we pan out to the same old house wheel we see. An orchestral version of the Family Guy theme plays as we continue to pan out all the way to a view of the Earth, but instead of the Earth, it's Seth MacFarlane's face as he looks to the audience and says, "What the deuce? What the deuce? What the deuce?"